The Sage Steele Show. Podcast host Sage Steele joins me now. Hey, Sage, let's engage in this advice from Charlamagne the God to the left. That's what that was. He was suggesting to Democrats, you've taken the bait. This is a trap. Don't re-engage the trans conversation. What I think that Charlamagne the God mistakes is that this is somehow a conversation being driven by the right. This is a conversation that has never been dropped by the left. We thought woke was in the rearview mirror and we'd come back to common sense. And this is just revealing, no, it wasn't. Nobody's walking away. There's no woke 1.0. It's just one long continuum.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you pointed that out, because it's one of those things, I hate to say it, but like, yeah, you guys started it with all of this chaos. I do want to give him some credit because, I mean, he tends to use common sense with his opinions quite often, and he's thoughtful in getting there, Will. And he's one of the few on the left public figures that said something about Joe Biden leading up to the election. He's one of the few, and he's doing a common sense thing right now. I think the most shocking thing is the fact that the Democrats, they usually are really smart with this stuff, but they are ignoring what happened in 2024 in that election, where over 70% of Americans said men do not belong in women's sports. And since then, that number has continued to increase. Even Democrats are growing in numbers, siding with us in some ways about this common sense issue. So it's shocking in my mind, especially to his point, with the timing for an issue that is so basic, so black and white, follow the science. I'm shocked that they are doing this. At the end of the day, he said the right thing as well by pointing out Sophie Cunningham was asked this question by an ESPN reporter. We usually know what that means. And all she did was answer. Yes, the ratings are going up, and I love that for women's sports. At the same time, for the wrong reason. What happens when Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham, if the Fever don't go deep into the playoffs, the ratings are going to tank like they did last year?
I guess what I'm saying, Sage, is that Charlamagne the God complaining about the left talking about trans issues because it could hurt the midterm is like complaining about the baking soda or the yeast in a cake. That's how you make the cake. The left is in on this trans debate. Literally nobody, excepting perhaps Charlamagne the God, has woken up since 2024 and goes, you know, we shouldn't be talking about this trans stuff. The Democrat voter believes it. There's no walking away from it because they believe men can become women. So it's not a trap. It's simply the same road they've always been on. Now, I will grant you the WNBA is the fast lane of the road. It's the commuter lane. That's the high occupancy vehicle lane. That's where you go the fastest in the WNBA. But they're all moving in the same direction towards men being able to be women.
Which those of us with a brain will never succumb to this supposed argument. That is why I absolutely love what Enes Kanter Freedom is doing and Royce White. And does it feel obnoxious in some ways? Yes, but this is the point that we're at, when actually this is a fair argument if you're them. Because why? Because the WNBA, even with its recent collective bargaining agreement where the women's salaries shot up over 300%, they still chose to refuse to define what a woman is. And so now we on the right have to call them on this insanity, because otherwise, I mean, for me, it's not even about the women in the WNBA. This is about young girls in all sports. Just follow what tennis has done, WTA. Just follow what the IOC has done. It is not that hard. If leadership was good, maybe the players wouldn't feel the need to continue this charade.
Interesting about the ratings, though, Sage. I mean, it does sort of back up that maxim that all publicity is good publicity. We'll see if that's true over a little bit longer horizon for the WNBA. But I just want to play this for you really quickly. This is Ryder Williams. He's this stud 16-year-old lifeguard that went viral a few weeks ago for something really true and valuable and honorable in society, not just attention-seeking like the rest of the internet. And he met today with the president.
Dangerous moments that we have, we always try to fall back on our training. We are trained so well by many to handle that situation as best we can. So I really am just thinking about how to get the boy out of the water as fast as I can. And for shaping my future, I want to be a firefighter in the future. Hopefully go through paramedic school. And
you're off to a good start. We'll give recommendations.
Sage, I think we spend some time, maybe too much time sometime, or maybe it's an accurate diagnosis, worried about the future, worried about future generations, and then you run across these young men and you realize, hey, there's more than hope.
Oh my goodness. When I first saw this story a week or so ago, I got choked up. Number one, the fact that he saved more than one life. when you know the danger and you keep going back in the building, so to speak. He did exactly what heroes do. But number two, as a parent yourself, Will, right? I thought about mine and I thought, my goodness, how proud must his parents be right now? And quite often we see on social media and, yes, the future of our generation, this young generation, it can be scary, right? You see it because that might not be saving someone's life in the Pacific Ocean, but you can go out and do courageous things that can make a difference.
Or they may not be screaming about socialism, or they may not be attention seeking on Instagram. They're just busy out there on the beaches saving people's lives. That's just one example of there's more than one Ryder Williams, hopefully, out there. There's a generation. Sage Steele, always good to see you.
As well.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.